I studied fine art at Canterbury in Kent, and I continue my own practice, which is as an artist but mainly performative. And then on other days of the week I work for artists and art organisations as a project manager, and I'm also one of the curators for the Whitstable Biennale with a particular focus on performance. My relationship with the Whitstable Biennale started back in 2006 when I was a recent graduate and I was working as a steward. And I felt a real strong connection with the work. It was really exciting and it was on my doorstep. So I got very involved with it and I worked hard, and I got given some really interesting jobs during the festival because of that. And following that, Sue Jones, who's the director of the festival, invited me to return for 2008 to curate one of the weekends of performance. And since then my role has grown and grown. So it's working for the Biennale is fantastic because it's this wonderful mixture of the familiar and the new. So Whitstable is familiar to me. I know my way around, I know all the shortcuts and where the good shops are to buy a hammer or whatever is needed. But also each year it's new artists and it's new ideas and it's a new challenge about how to place them and how to show their work. So this afternoon the young artists are going to be presenting their ideas to me, and I'm going to be giving them some feedback. So that feedback might involve how the idea is transformed into a work that people can see. So how it could be presented or whether it's clearly communicated. Something I'm really looking forward to is seeing work made by people who are really fresh to live art as a form. I'm looking forward to seeing that excitement of a new form communicated. There's a real pleasure in giving feedback because sometimes you don't realise what you know until you said it, or you don't realise you have an opinion on something before you've been presented with another way of doing things. As a curator who's from a fine art background, I don't have any grand curatorial statement I want to make. I'm just really involved with the ideas that people have, and I'm also very excited by the process, and I sympathise with it as well because I'm used to being on the other side. The difference between curating a live work and a non-live work is that there are people involved. One of the most challenging works last year was a piece by Lucienne Cole, where we had to bring in all these different elements. So there was a brass band who had to be met and set up. There was a delivery of cakes. There was a tap mat that we had to unroll and figure out how it fit together. And then there was Lucienne herself. So when I'm commissioning a new piece of work, then there's a whole mixture of things involved. What does the work need to happen? What materials does it need and what space does it need? Do you need any permissions from anyone for that work to happen? Do you need to pass it by anyone official, health and safety officer, a fire officer? But it's really important that those practical things don't dwarf the original idea. So you need to keep returning to the idea and make sure that the artist is happy with how that idea is being communicated. For a piece of live art to really grip you, it has to make sense that that piece is live. There was a piece we showed last year by Angus H. Braithwaite called Failures of Aviation, and this idea of failure was really essential to the work. And there were moments watching it where it was on the verge of collapse, and that was really exciting. There were moments when he was setting fire to some models of different aeroplanes, and you could see the fire and you could smell the smoke, and that seemed to be really important in communicating his idea.